Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. You know, for some time, I realized something. I haven't been able to talk about Easter for a long time. I mean, the last Easter movie I blogged was Hop, and that was way back in 2014, which was, of course, my second season. Now, I understand that not everyone likes this movie, but there are a few reasons why I like it. For example, several of the humor can be gross at times, but it was still pretty hilarious. The villain Carlos was understandable, and the music was pretty good too. Plus, I'm happy that my musical theater village friend Colton Ray got to be in this movie as young Fred. But anyway, today I'd like to talk about an Easter special that's been a really special part of my childhood. But before I get started, do you guys remember Rankin Bass? Well, if you guys have seen my blogs of The Last Unicorn and The Hobbit, then let me remind you that Rankin Bass was an American production company known for its seasonal TV specials, particularly its work in stop-motion animation. Now, mostly everyone knows about such classics that they've done, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and so on. But Rankin Bass did more than just Christmas specials. They've also made Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Easter specials. And the special I'll be looking at today on this beautiful morning is the first Easter special Rankin Bass ever made. So with that said, let's get started. Airing on television on April 4th, 1971, the special is Here Comes Peter Cottontail. Now let's get started. Peter Cottontail is chosen as the new chief Easter Bunny, but unfortunately, due to him oversleeping, he loses a contest to an evil rabbit named January Q Irontail, who wants to ruin Easter. With the help of a time machine, Peter sets out to make up for his mistake and save Easter from Irontail. So, what do I think of this special? Well, this special is a childhood favorite of mine, despite a few plot holes, but anyway, let's move on to Mustang notes. The special is based on the 1957 novel, The Easter Bunny That Overslept, by Priscilla and Otto Frederick. The name Peter Cottontail comes from a series of books by Thornton W. Burgess, although the special is not based directly on his books. The special was originally broadcast on ABC TV and in later years appeared on CBS, Fox Family, The CW, and Cartoon Network. In 2006, the special was followed by a CGI sequel called Here Comes Peter Cottontail the Movie, which, to me, is really horrendous compared to this movie. Now, in my opinion, while some of the character designs are a bit strange at times, the stop motion is still classic, since this is Rankin Bass we're talking about. Also, believe it or not, a majority of their work was created in Tokyo, Japan, which is awesome in my opinion. Also, since a majority of this movie includes time travel, let's talk about Seymour Sassafras's Yestermorobile. Now, this vehicle is pretty different than most time-traveling vehicles in the media, because the time periods that the Yestermorobile can go to are just different holidays. And not just Easter. I mean holidays like Mother's Day, Independence Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Washington's birthday, and St. Patrick's Day. You know, I find it kind of pretty interesting since this movie does show how overshadowed Easter is compared to the other holidays in this movie. And I really like the parts where the time machine rips through the calendar whenever it lands in a different time period. However, there is one little flaw with this. You see, Peter was supposed to go back in time to fix his mistake, but instead, the Yestermorobile takes him forward in time. Still, I do like how Peter tries to spread Easter cheer in these holidays. Now, what would be a Rankin Bass movie, let alone an Easter movie, without wonderful songs? The first song in the movie is the title song, Here Comes Peter Cottontail, sung by Seymour Sassafras while the opening credits roll. In my opinion, this is a classic Easter song. Plus, this song gets a reprise at the end of the movie where Peter delivers eggs to all the characters that he met throughout the movie. Plus, we also learn that Antoine was turned into a butterfly and the evil Irontail was demoted to April Valley Janitor. The next song is The Easter Bunny Never Sleeps, sung by Colonel Wellington Bunny. This song explains about the responsibilities of being Chief Easter Bunny. You know, some folks I know have told me that this song makes them think of the first toy maker to the king from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And by listening to this song, they're right, because they both have similar melodies and have the same messages. Also, this song gets a villainous reprise sung by Irontail while he plans to make Easter terrible by having Easter eggs covered in mud and concrete and giving everyone chocolate tarantulas and octopuses instead of bunnies and chicks, and Easter galoshes instead of bonnets. Next is If I Could Only Get Back to Yesterday, sung by Seymour while Peter and Antoine fly through time on the Yestermorobile. This is one of my favorite songs in the special. It's really catchy, and it does give a sense of hope for the main character. I also like the many different constellations that are shown throughout the song. Also, the stars do show things like a Christmas tree, a Valentine heart, an American flag with fireworks, a shamrock, a jack-o'-lantern, and an Easter bunny. The next song is When You Can't Get It All Together, Improvise, sung by Antoine. This is my second favorite song in the movie, and I really like the song's message saying that you can always make it work through other meanings, like giving Easter eggs on the 4th of July, putting bananas in apple pies, or giving your girl a Valentine on Halloween. Next, we come to the romantic song, Be Mine Today, sung by Peter Cottontail and Donna while at a Valentine's skating party. To me, this is a really sweet song. The last song to talk about is The Puzzle of Life, again sung by Seymour. This may not be my favorite song in the movie, but it does give a good message of not to give up hope. Anyway, now that we're done with Mustang notes, stop motion, and songs, let's talk about the characters and their voice actors. Our main character, Peter Cottontail, is voiced by the late radio DJ Casey Kasem, best known as the original voice of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And it is sad that he passed away in 2014. Anyway, sometimes Peter can be boastful, irresponsible, and every time he tells a fib, his left ear droops, similar to Pinocchio's nose growing long, or Fluter's heart breaking a string in the Black Cauldron. But despite those flaws, Peter is a great artist, like when he paints his Easter eggs in different themes. Also, I like that Peter doesn't give up when he tries to give away his eggs in order to save April Valley. Next we come to our narrator, Seymour Sassafras, a peddler voiced by comedic actor, dancer, and singer Denny Kaye, who voices 2 other characters in this special, but I'll get to them later. Anyway, Seymour is a great character. He has the magic ability of Mary Poppins and the whimsical charm of Willy Wonka. Also, I think his garden of surprises is very imaginative, due to all the vegetables he grows to make his colors. Also, I like that Seymour helps Peter out by showing him the Yestermorrowmobile, as well as packing a box of painting supplies and a box of costumes for Peter to use while on his quest. Lastly, I really like the scenes where Seymour imitates Peter, Antoine, Irontail, and Colonel Bunny while narrating. Speaking of which, let's talk about Denny's second character, Colonel Wellington Bunny. This character is the former Chief Easter Bunny who chooses Peter Cottontail as a successor. To me, Colonel Bunny is a wise and sharp leader, and I like that he sees potential in young Peter. Denny's third and final character that he voices in this special is a French caterpillar named Antoine. This guy is the pilot and mechanic of the Yestermorrowmobile. He's also my favorite character in the special. I really like the part where Antoine tells Peter how the machine works, and the part where he advises Peter to improvise while delivering his eggs. However, I didn't really like the part where Antoine was left behind on Christmas. Next we come to the villain of the story, January Q. Irontail, voiced by the late, great horror actor Vincent Price, whom I remember from Michael Jackson's Thriller, the narrator of Tim Burton's Vincent, the original ghost host from The Phantom Manor, the Little Troll Prince, the Thief and the Cobbler, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, and the Great Mouse Detective. Now, Irontail is a really nasty rabbit. The reason why he's evil is because years prior to the story, a small child roller skated over his tail, and since then, he was forced to wear an artificial tail made of iron. So, in other words, Irontail wants to be the Easter Bunny in order to get revenge on children for the loss of his original tail. Throughout this special, Irontail has done all sorts of terrible things. Not just with making Easter horrendous, but he prevents Peter from waking up by feeding his alarm clock rooster bubblegum, which seals its beak shut, sabotages the Yestermorrowmobile with a spider, sends his pet bat Montresor to destroy Peter's eggs on Halloween, which fails when Peter catches them all, then snatches the eggs on Christmas due to Peter carelessly leaving the eggs on the sidewalk, and then, while Peter is skating with Donna on Valentine's Day, Irontail uses a magic spell to turn the eggs green so no one would want them. And I mean the shells, yolks, and whites of the eggs were green. Though, I seriously doubt that folks wouldn't want green eggs. I mean, Sam I Am could use some to go with his ham. Plus, I think Irontail forgot about St. Patrick's Day, which is the green-themed holiday, and where Peter finally gave away all his eggs. Next we come to Bonnie Bonnet, a living Easter bonnet from April Valley, voiced by Joan Gardner, whom I remember as Tanta Kringle from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. When we first see her in the special, she's being sold at a hat shop, and she's sad that no one wants to purchase her for Christmas. Thankfully, Peter comes to take her in hopes to find her a home. Also, in my opinion, Bonnie makes a sweet supporting character while she travels with Peter on the Estermorobile. Another character whom Joan Gardner voices in the special is a Halloween witch named Madame Esmeralda. During the Halloween segment of the special, she gets a call from Irontail, and she's asked to frighten Peter. Unfortunately, her scare tactics don't work on Peter. I mean, who would be scared of a witch who turns different colors? However, I like the part where Peter gives Esmeralda his first Halloween Easter egg. Afterwards, she rounds up all of her ghoul friends in hopes of getting a Halloween egg, which would have been possible if Montresor hadn't snatched the eggs while Peter wasn't looking. Next we come to jolly old Santa Claus, who in this special is voiced by Paul Frees, who also voiced Santa in Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph's Shiny New Year. He also got to be in Chuck Jones' Gay Paris, as well as voicing Professor Ludwig von Drake and
Is this haunted room actually stretching?
the ghost host in Disneyland's Haunted Mansion. Now, believe it or not, this version of Santa Claus was recycled from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Also, while Santa may not have a big role in this, I like the part where he greets Peter before he lands on Christmas, and the part where he stops Irontail from stealing Peter's eggs and returns the basket to Peter. Good old Santa Claus. Nothing gets by him. I guess Irontail is gonna be on Krampus's list. The last character to talk about is Donna, voiced by Iris Rayner. As I said earlier, Donna is a female rabbit whom Peter skates with on Valentine's Day. But sadly, after Irontail turns all of Peter's eggs green, Donna gives back the egg Peter gave her, which was pretty inconsiderate. But despite that, I think that she and Peter make a cute couple. And now, let's move on to my final words. Overall, Here Comes Peter Cottontail is a great Easter special to come from my childhood. Despite a few flaws, including the plot holes involving time travel, the stop motion is still top-notch, the voice acting is phenomenal, especially with Casey Kasem, Danny Kaye, and Vincent Price. The songs are great too, and I really like the many different holidays that Peter goes to while spreading Easter cheer. If you folks get a chance to check this movie out, do so. It's a special that fans of Rankin Bass should watch at least once in their lives, or every Easter. I'd give it an 87% out of 100. Well, that's it for today, everyone. Be sure to join me again next time. Mustang Power. Oh, and Happy Easter.